it is over to our team of reporters. We're getting you the maximum coverage from ground zero with our reporters fanned out across the key states, key constituencies, bringing you all that you can expect in the big phase of polling tomorrow.
Right, Radhika is joining us from Mumbai. Saurabh Gupta is with us from Kolkata. Nazir Masoodi will be joining us in a short while from now. Prabhakar is joining us as well. Both Bihar and Jharkhand is in fact voting tomorrow in that key phase. Tanish Punjabi is also with us. Going across to you first, Radhika. All eyes on Mumbai. Piyush Goyal making his electoral debut, but of course a lot of star power as well with the who's who of Bollywood and the corporate world casting their votes tomorrow.
Certainly, this is the final phase of polls in Maharashtra, and tomorrow is when maximum city, financial capital will be voting. Yes, who's who of glamour industry, of film industry, of corporate world will be voting tomorrow across the length and breadth of the city. 6 constituencies of Mumbai to go to vote. And as you already mentioned, Piyush Goyal making his electoral debut from Mumbai North. And of course, there is Arvind Sawant, who is the incumbent MP from UBT Sena, who will also be contesting. And then, of course, there is an interesting battle that will play out between Ujjwal Nikam, who is a celebrated lawyer. He will be contesting against Varsha Gaikwad, a seasoned politician. Ujjwal Nikam, of course, had been instrumental in the trial of Ajmal Kasab. There had been controversy surrounding his candidature, a few controversial statements made by a few Congress leaders as well. But high-pitched campaigns as far as both Mahayuti and MV are concerned. Prime Minister Modi campaigning in Mumbai twice in a matter of 4 days. And we did see a lot of, verbal war of words between Uddhav Thackeray as well as Prime Minister Modi. So there had been, feverish campaign happening over the last several weeks and months. But as far as Maharashtra itself is concerned, political landscape has changed. Sena versus Sena playing out in 3 seats of Mumbai. BJP versus Congress in 2 seats of Mumbai. In Thane, Kalyan, also it is going to be Sena versus Sena. Remember Thane and Kalyan, our Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's bastion. We've seen a lot of internal rifts within Mahayuti over seat sharing, over candidate selection as well, which is why some of the candidates of Mumbai constituencies were in fact chosen, after a prolonged period of discussion. So there was a delay, which is why campaign also got delayed as a result of internal rifts. But the rift was not just within Mahayuti, but within MVA as well. So yes, political twists and turns leading to both the Senas facing each other, both the NCPs facing each other. Realignments taking place, friends turning foes, foes turning friends, which have obviously left the voters confused. So how Mumbai will vote tomorrow remains to be seen. Voter apathy is another cause of concern that all the urban centers have been facing. Will Mumbai vote in large numbers? There have been all sorts of drives and measures being taken by parties, celebrities coming out in huge numbers, asking people to vote.
Yes.
Eateries, restaurants, pubs, giving out offers to those who come with inked fingers and so on. But yes, this is going to be an interesting face-off. Many important constituencies going to vote. Piyush Goyal there making his electoral debut, and of course we'll have to see how Mumbai will come out and vote, considering the change in the political landscape over the last couple of
Well, it's interesting, as you've been pointing out, it is Sena versus Sena in 3 seats in Mumbai, and Congress versus BJP in 2. Also prestige battle in Kalyan, Vedant, as Radhika was pointing out, with the Chief Minister's son in fact contesting from there. There was almost a nail-biting finish to who's finally going to be contesting. So, of course, Mumbai, Maharashtra, it's a final phase in Maharashtra. Polling ends in Maharashtra, but no such luck to you, Tanish, because UP is voting in all phases. And tomorrow, of course, is a crucial phase in Uttar Pradesh, a prestige battle, one can say, for the BJP, given the fact that they won all of these seats except for Raebareli, and a battle for survival for the Congress. So it's Amethi, Raebareli, Ayodhya, Lucknow among the key constituencies that are polling tomorrow. It's a big day.
Yes, of course, Rishika, rightly put by you. It is a battle of prestige for the BJP and also for the Congress as well, because Raebareli was the only seat that they managed to win in 2019 from Uttar Pradesh. Now they are eyeing that they win back Amethi as well this time. But how this has turned into a prestige battle is because the big guns of the both parties have been campaigning here from the past few weeks. We know Priyanka Gandhi, she had been campaigning here. She was campaigning here in support of KL Sharma in Amethi, where I am right now, in support of Rahul Gandhi. Rigorous campaigning she held. She was holding at least 4 to 5 Nukkad Sabhas every day in Raebareli in support of her brother Rahul Gandhi. So of course it is Priyanka Gandhi who has of course moved the voter on the ground by heavy campaigning. But at the same point of time, there were BJP big guns present in Raebareli and Amethi, and it is where Home Minister Amit Shah made a statement saying that if lotus blooms in Amethi and Raebareli, then automatically it is a 400 par. So very important statement over there, turning this whole battle into a prestige battle between the BJP and the Congress. So very interesting to see. For in Amethi, it is Smriti Irani versus KL Sharma, the first non-Gandhi fighting from Amethi in the last 20 to 25 years. And in the Raebareli rumble, it is Rahul Gandhi versus Dinesh Pratap Singh. But other important seats as well, like Ayodhya, Lallu Singh, a sitting BJP MP versus Avdesh Prasad, the former Uttar Pradesh minister, both going against each other in Ayodhya. Of course, Ayodhya is the district which has of course shaped the political discourse, the current political discourse. But apart from that, it is Lucknow, the capital city of Uttar Pradesh, where Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is himself fighting against Ravidas Mehrotra of the Samajwadi Party.
Well, absolutely. And Lucknow, of course, is Vedant's hometown and has been a stronghold as far as Rajnath Singh is concerned, seeking a third term
this time. Tarish, thanks very much for that. So, a key contest in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow and in the neighbouring state of Bihar as well, Prabhakar. Tomorrow is an important phase 2 seats that have sort of gained traction even as far as national media is concerned. Hajipur and Saran, of course, Lalu Prasad Yadav's daughter making her electoral debut. Rajiv Pratap Rudy is a sitting MP, so family dynamics at play there. And also, Hajipur, where it's almost a fight for legacy for Chirag Paswan.
Yeah, precisely. There are 5 constituencies in Bihar which are going to poll tomorrow, which includes Darbhanga, which includes Madhubani, Muzaffarpur and Sitamarhi. But people are talking about just 2, Saran and Hajipur, and they will have all the eyeballs. Saran, for a very simple reason, that Lalu Prasad Yadav's daughter Rohini Acharya, she is making her political debut. Remember, she is based out of Singapore, and she is the one who actually donated kidney to her ailing father Lalu Prasad Yadav when he was critically ill. So she is now entering the political arena. She would be probably the 6th member of Lalu's family who would be entering her political arena. And remember, Saran or Chhapra as we call it, this has been the political ground of Lalu Prasad Yadav. This is the place which made Lalu Prasad Yadav what he is today. It gave the political identity to Lalu Prasad Yadav. So Lalu Prasad Yadav, because of the caste equations favouring him here, he chose Saran as a very safe seat for Rohini Acharya to make a debut. Now she is fielded against Rajiv Pratap Rudy, who is a sitting MP for last 2 terms here. So for 10 years he's a sitting MP here. He's a local leader. He's a strong BJP stalwart out here, and he's popular as well. So it will be a very interesting battle to watch in Saran as to whether Lalu Prasad Yadav would be able to dethrone Rajiv Pratap Rudy from Saran. And also Hajipur, Chirag Paswan is now there to claim the political legacy of his father. Remember, Hajipur was the place which Ramvilas Paswan, the late Ramvilas Paswan, represented in parliament for 40 long years, and now Chirag Paswan is making a debut there as far as the Lok Sabha seat is concerned, and he is claiming that particular throne and the political legacy of his father.
Absolutely. So interesting battles there in Bihar,
Yes.
and it is a long drawn out election in Bihar as well, Rishika, but tomorrow is going to be crucial for Bihar. Key big faces in the fray.
Well, absolutely, and it's also a crucial phase as far as West Bengal is concerned. Saurabh, again, one of those states where we are seeing polling across all phases of this election, and it's going to be very interesting to see because there are actually all neighbouring seats around Kolkata that are voting. High-profile battle in Hooghly, a lot of star power there. Break it down for us. What's at stake across the 7 seats?
Well, yes, Hooghly is where I'm going to cast my vote tomorrow as well. And obviously, this is something that a seat which has seen a lot of media attention, a lot of attention simply because of the candidates. On the one side, you have Lokit Chatterjee, who's the incumbent MP from the BJP. And on the other side, you have Rachana Banerjee, a very popular TV show host in West Bengal. And of course, she's banking on woman power to try and defeat Lokit Chatterjee in that seat. And this is, of course, a closely watched seat. On the other side of the river, on the banks of, this is the Hooghly River, you have Barakpur. And Barakpur, of course, is a seat where, there is, of course, a contest between Arjun Singh. Well, he's known to switch his political loyalties multiple times, but he managed to win that seat in 2019 after switching loyalties from the TMC to the BJP. Then he went back to the TMC. Now he's switched loyalties ahead of this election from the TMC to the BJP again. Can he repeat a 2019? We'll know on the 4th of June. Apart from that, there are seats like Howrah, Shriram, Uluberia, Arambagh, all going to vote as well. And these are seats that are very, very important in terms of the surrounding areas. These are mix of urban and rural voters. So obviously there is a, and very close to Kolkata. So key seats in a way. But like I said, these are slogovers now. And as we see the slogovers, we see the campaign heating up. There are other seats also coming up in the next 2 phases. And that there also, West Bengal will vote. But in this seat, in this particular phase, you also have Bonga. And Bonga is important because, while this CAA announcement, the CAA certificates were giving out, there has been a strong war of words with Mamata Banerjee hitting out at the BJP. And the BJP also talking about the CAA a lot in the Bonga seat because it's a Mothua dominated seat. And the Mothua community's demand has been the implementation of CAA. So who's been able to convince the voter about CAA rhetoric is something, again, the results of the Bonga seat will clearly tell. So there are key issues that are at play in all these seats. And there are, of course, for example, in seats like Hooghly, in seats like Barakpur, the TMC is banking on its Lokhir Bhandar, scheme, which is a stipend, monthly stipend for women. And that is all that they are campaigning about. So, and in the backdrop, while the campaigning in these seats are over, one cannot not mention, the Prime Minister's visit even today, and also, this row that has broken out in West Bengal over, certain religious, spiritual organizations that are very highly respected. And,
yes.
Mamata Banerjee calling out a few amongst those organizations, and the Prime Minister responding to that. So all of these are narratives that will pick up in these phases, and
right.
These are, like I said, we enter the slogovers for it's been an unusually long drawn out election for West Bengal.
Yes, and a hot one at that as well. In fact, the weather prediction is not very favourable with heat wave warning across several parts as well. So one really hopes that doesn't impact the polling percentage once again. But it's also a key election as far as Baramulla is concerned.
Yes.
Omar Abdullah in the fray.
And not very hot there as well. So Nazir, Baramulla voting tomorrow, Omar Abdullah in the fray, and also Ladakh, because there were massive protests in Ladakh ahead of these elections, over the demand of the 6th schedule and the protection of the tribal populations. How is the battle playing out in Ladakh?
Well, Ladakh elections are riding on the massive groundswell for statehood and the 6th schedule to protect the land, jobs, and the identity of the Ladakh. So it is first time after many years, a tough time for the BJP. They have changed the candidate, existing MP, and Tashi Galston has been now fielded by the BJP. Congress has fielded officially Singh Namgyal, but both have a challenge from the independent candidate from Kargil, Haji Hanifa Jan. So it's essentially now a Kargil versus Leh playing out in Ladakh seat. One candidate from Kargil, two candidates from Leh, Kargil has more votes. So clearly, the independent who has backing, unofficial backing of both National Conference and the Congress Kargil units, and even National Conference unit submitted in mass resignation. They revolted against the party, said no, we'll not listen to the India candidate. So did the Congress unit in Kargil, so that they said they have their own issues. While both Kargil and Leh are on the same page when it comes to the demanding statehood and the sixth schedule, but when it comes to electing their MP, they are fighting against each other. So two candidates in Leh, one in Kargil. So very interesting fight in Ladakh, where sixth schedule and the statehood is the central issue. Same is the Baramulla constituency, where voters will tomorrow decide the fate of Umar Abdullah. There are three key contests. It is a triangular contest, even though there are 22 candidates in the fray. But the main contest is Umar Abdullah, Engineer Rashid, and Sajjad Dawn.
Yes.
Engineer Rashid has created a wave of sorts during these elections. People spontaneously coming out, when as he's in jail in Tihar jail for last 5 years, facing terror funding charges, but on the ground there was a huge wave and a sympathy wave for him.
Yes.
Umar Abdullah making 370, and the situation post 370 centered to his election campaign, saying, send me to parliament, I'll represent you for your identity, for your rights, restoration of state. Sajjadun is talking about dignity and the development. He's being accused as B team or the proxy by the National Conference, something which he is denying.
He's denying.
It will be a very keenly watched contest in Baramulla tomorrow. Let's see what voters do. It is also a very high voter turnout constituency, and given the good voter turnout in Srinagar, it's expected that Baramulla will cross 60% voter turnout.
All right. Well, let's hope that's true, Nazir. And, as far as this election in Jammu and Kashmir is concerned, it's a referendum on a whole host of issues, but a very interesting election to watch out for in Ladakh as well, because it's a referendum of sorts, remember, over there as well. But interesting that you say that it's a three-cornered contest with 22 candidates in the fray. How does that impact electoral fortunes is going to be an interesting question to watch out for. We're going to have to slip into a very short break, but our team of reporters will be live with us on the other side as well. We'll get you a lot more political action. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our special coverage of the phase 5 of the general elections. We are counting down to the big phase. Of course, the two key states this time, of course, are UP and Maharashtra. Big contest in Uttar Pradesh from Ayodhya, Amethi, Raebareli to Lucknow as well. But both the parties' prestige at stake in Uttar Pradesh certainly, and these are the key constituencies that have grabbed all the eyeballs in the election campaign.
Actually, so has Kesarganj. If you look at the 5 seats that are polling, Kesarganj is also one of those crucial 5 seats. With, of course, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's son, Karan Bhushan, in the fray this time around. So the BJP didn't give the sexual harassment accused member of parliament another chance, but did in fact give his son a chance. So, and this, remember, is the family bastion as far as Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is concerned. Well, Radhika and Tanishq are both live with us. Tanishq, let's come to you first, because it is a key key election as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. We're looking primarily at 5 key seats, but it's actually an election across 14 seats. But we're looking primarily at these key 5 seats, and out of the 14 seats that are polling tomorrow, only one, Raebareli, was retained by the Congress. It was a clean sweep as far as the BJP is concerned.
Yes, of course. Rishika, you were just mentioning about the Kesarganj seat. Of course, while while the BJP was coming out with its name, remember, Kesarganj and Raebareli were the last 2 seats that BJP released its name on. So the BJP was, of course, in a fix regarding the Raebareli seat, firstly because they were waiting for Congress to release their candidate, but then after so much delay before just because the Congress announced their candidates just on the last date of nomination, just ahead of that, BJP released its candidate on Raebareli, that was Dinesh Pratap Singh, but also on the Kesarganj seat, because the BJP was actually in a fix whether or not to give Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh a ticket, but nonetheless his son has been given the ticket. But there were of course speculations, there were a lot of discussions going on. A lot of times Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh also showed confidence that he himself will be getting the ticket, but actually that did not happen. His son is getting a ticket. There were also speculations that his wife might also get ticket. Remember, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh is a very influential strongman in that part of Kesarganj, Jangonda, in all these areas.
Yes.
But yes, coming to other seats, very important some of the other seats as well, like Ayodhya we were talking about.
Yes.
Lucknow, all these are key important hot seats that are going to polls, and BJP has been going on full throttle. Rajnath Singh in fact held a massive roadshow here in Lucknow. But if we talk about Raebareli and Amethi, it was Amit Shah who campaigned mostly. And
Yes.
took the charge, apart from Smriti Irani campaigning here. So of course there has been heavy campaigning,
But it's been a
especially
hard
in these
yes.
districts, yes.
Yes, it's been a hard-fought battle, and I think this area of Kesarganj, Gonda that you were referring to, all of these areas that are going to the polls tomorrow, infamous for being
Yes.
Vedant, the badlands of
Yeah.
Uttar Pradesh in a certain sense. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Gunda Raj, as they call it in UP. But let's shift focus to Maharashtra, and Radhika continues to be with us. So Radhika, as we were discussing, all eyes on Mumbai, Piyush Goyal's electoral debut, but also interesting that this is a big electoral test for Chief Minister Eknath Shinde as well, because both Thane and Kalyan that will be sort of voting tomorrow are considered the political turf of Eknath Shinde.
Certainly 6 constituencies to vote in Mumbai, and apart from the 6 constituencies, there are 7 more, of which areas fall in Mumbai metropolitan region, which include Thane and Kalyan. As you rightly pointed out, Eknath Shinde's aide from Thane, Eknath Shinde's son Shrikant Shinde, contesting from Kalyan, and incidentally both of them were under dispute. Both the seats were under dispute. BJP also was vying for this seat, which is why candidature announcement happened delayed. So therefore these are some of the most hotly contested seats, simply because it is the turf of Eknath Shinde. While I'm standing on C-Link right here, let me just show you something that just came out at this point. That's the message on C-Link, which is blinking right now. It says vote on 20th. It says in Marathi, everybody should come together and cast their vote on 20th of May. That's what is written in Marathi here. So yes, the authorities here making tons of efforts to ensure citizens go out and vote. Urban apathy is something that's a cause of concern in cities like Mumbai. Celebrities also coming out and sort of appealing to people to vote. Of course, it's a long weekend, so a lot of people trying to take a vacation. So therefore, housing societies are also being urged to ensure that people don't take this as an extended holiday for them to, leave the town. Also, hotels, restaurants giving discounts
Yes.
for those who will show up with inked fingers in the evening. Metro also giving out discounts to voters as well. So yes, hotly contested, elections as far as Maharashtra is concerned. Mumbai certainly is the epicenter of it all. Sena versus Sena playing out in many seats in Mumbai and Mumbai metropolitan region. And of course, the biggest cause of concern will be whether voters
Yes.
will come out, considering all the political turmoil that has happened
And
the
so
political
many-
churns that
so
have
many
taken place.
sops for
And also
voters,
because of
like
the
you
heat
said,
and the extended
Radhika.
holiday, and simply because this is an urban
Yes,
center.
sops for voters to encourage them to come out and vote. Tanishq, are there sops being handed out at restaurants in Amethi also?
Yes, of course. There are, of course, hoardings put in different places for encouraging people to come out and vote. There were, of course, campaigns run by the local administration as well here in Amethi. But I would like to say one thing. While we expect there is, of course, a high voter turnout, we can one thing for sure say that the NDTV's reporter turnout will be 100% tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, we can.
We'll count on
bank
that.
you guys. Yes,
We'll
and as
count
far as Mumbai is concerned, we hope people don't take the long weekend to Goa, because it is a long weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and a good message there, as Radhika is pointing out, that as Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, all of these big stars have tweeted as well that we must come out and vote. Thanks very much, Tanishq and Radhika, for joining us. With that, we'll slip into a short break. Lots more on the other side.
Welcome back. You're watching our coverage in the run-up to Phase 5 of the election, from Maharashtra to Uttar Pradesh to key contests in Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa as well. We're of course going to get you a 360-degree view of what some of the key contests are going to be looking like. Maharashtra, of course, is the big focus, Vedant.
Absolutely, and we have a wonderful panel this evening. I'm being joined by Amitabh Tiwari in studio, our in-house political analyst. Manisha Priyam is with us as well, and Jayant Menkar from Maharashtra, because as you said, Maharashtra is the big focus. Going across to you first, Amitabh Tiwari. What are some of the key contests you're looking at as far as this phase is concerned? Because Maharashtra polling comes to a close, UP also have key seats tomorrow. What are some of the big highlights for you?
See, essentially in UP, the two key seats, Raebareli and Amethi, will be voting tomorrow. So the Congress and the BJP are locked in a tight battle there. These are Gandhi family bastions, and the Congress party is trying to recover one of these. In Mumbai, Piyush Goyal is contesting from Mumbai North. In Mumbai, we are seeing on 5 seats that there will be a Sena versus Sena contest. So the Asli versus Nakli Sena battle is likely to be played out there, and it is very difficult to say what actually pans out in the results. If you see in UP, we again have Rajnath Singh contesting from Lucknow, which has traditionally been a stronghold seat of the BJP. We have Rohini Acharya contesting from Bihar, Lalu's daughter, I guess, in this phase itself. So there are many seats which will be witnessing a close battle, but this is largely a maintained phase for the BJP because it won 32 of these 49 seats, and the Congress party needs to pull up here because it won just one of these 49 seats in 2019, and it is contesting on around 18 to 40 seats this time.
Well, absolutely. Manisha Priyam, if I can just come to you, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, the entire phase in Uttar Pradesh this time around, I think 14 seats of the remaining 42 are going to polls. And of these 14 seats, there was only Raebareli which was retained by the Congress. So the 5 key seats that we're really looking at, of course, Amethi, Raebareli, Ayodhya, Kesarganj, Lucknow, these are the key seats that we're looking at. It's going to be very interesting to see how this entire Kesarganj Gonda belt this time around votes, given the fact that Brijbhushan Charan Singh's son has been given a ticket. There's been a huge row over his candidature as well.
Rishika, let me tell you, in politics, no two political moments are ever the same. I see a lot of my friends who do hard, tough data compare it as if 2019 were a baseline. Well, it was and it wasn't, because in 2019 there wasn't the issue of Brijbhushan Charan Singh, and therefore whoever comes today to tell me that women are voting only because they've got ration packets, I often tell them, remember, women are the silent voters, and women have issues that they like to deliberate within the curtains. The Hindi word is parda. Women remain in parda in large parts of South Asia. So many things at stake. The important seats here, of course, very prestigious seats, very prestigious battles. Lucknow, definitely Rajnath Singh ji. In contest, Raebareli, traditional seat. But very important also, my own home district of Saran goes to polls tomorrow. It's an old seasoned warhorse, that I would say, from the area. Rajiv Pratap Rudy versus Rohini Acharya. Very important fight there.
Yes.
But also very important is the fight that's happening in Jharkhand. Remember, in many ways, in Uttar Pradesh, in Bihar and in Jharkhand, the women factor is happening in different ways. In Jharkhand, the important seats, Kodarma, Chatra, all of them going to the polls. The political equations are very, very different, and it is very difficult for us to assess which one's a safe seat, which one's not. And it tells us basically that people are deliberating on their political issues. So I would say largely in terms of numbers, in terms of strategy, for the BJP, a maintained phase because they did very well on all of these seats in UP and Bihar and in Jharkhand in the 20 elections. But what has changed, we will get to know only on the 4th of June.
Well, absolutely. And speaking of Jharkhand, even Hazaribagh is very interesting because Jain Sinha was actually denied a ticket this time around, and a two-time MLA has been given a ticket. So it's a very carefully thought through strategy as far as the BJP is concerned over there as well.
Absolutely.
No, but the thing is that, on the other side, you've got Mr. Patel's son. So it's not as if just an MLA, Mr. Jaiswal, got the BJP ticket. It's also Jaiprakash Patel, locally referred to as Chotu, who's there. And remember that Jayant Sinha's son has now joined the Congress, and he was on stage at one of these rallies. So what we don't know is how the ground may be turning. And really, it's now a battle of Mr. Patel's versus Mr. Jaiswal. And it's also behind the curtains of the major national parties, BJP versus Congress. It's also the issue of local dominance in this important and prestigious battle in Hazaribagh.
Well, absolutely. And Jaiprakash Patel, 3-time sitting MLA, won 3 times on a BJP ticket and then shifted to the Congress. So that's kind of what's happening in Maharashtra as well, isn't it, Vedant? It's too close to call. In fact, it was very interesting because I'm actually seeing on social media, on my Twitter and my Instagram timelines, people posting, and these are senior journalists or influencers posting party symbols. For awareness sake in Maharashtra, because that's how fragmented the battle is this time around.
Absolutely. Let's get Jayant Mankar's perspective on that, because it's an existential fight for Shiv Sena, both the factions of Sena, if we can call it, and the NCP. As Rishika mentioned, how important is the symbol? Do you think the faction with the symbol has an edge?
You see, this is not the first time that Mr. Pawar has changed the symbol, and this is also not the first time even for Shiv Sena that it has changed the symbol. Way back, Mr. Pawar was on hand, earlier he was on the charkha, then he was on the watch, and today he has come on the trumpet tutari. The torch, the mashal as we call it in Marathi, which is the symbol of Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. Actually, in 1985, that was a symbol of Uddhav Thackeray when Chhagan Bhujbal was the only MLA. Balasaheb Thackeray. That was. So I don't think with the educated, with the social media, TV is doing its rounds and everything, and what our anchor said, the influencers are showing the particular symbols because the two parties have broken. And in many seats in Maharashtra, particularly in the MMRDA belt, you will find mostly it's Shiv Sena versus Shiv Sena.
Yes.
Now the real dilemma is this: will the Congress votes get diverted to Shiv Sena? This is the and as far as North Mumbai is concerned, where Congress has fielded the candidate, will the Shiv Sena, which is the dominant force, of course, in MMR, as we all know, will Shiv Sena votes go back to Congress, Bhushan Patil, to defeat Piyush Goyal? As far as the analysis is concerned, only Piyush Goyal's seat seems secure as far as the BJP is concerned in the entire MMR, while most of the other seats are in dilemma because they are going neck to neck. As it is found that none of these candidates will get elected with a landslide margin. Rather, they are expected to win not more than, say, 10 to 25,000 is the margin, which is considered as the lowest in Lok Sabha. Even that is the case of even NCP also, because in NCP, it is NCP versus NCP from in Baramati and in other areas also. So, the more concentration in how these two parties, rather these four parties fare, and will the two parties virtually get vanished, as some people are saying, that whosoever, that is, even Prime Minister said that who is Asli and who is Nakli, those who are with us, they are the Asli, and those who are not with us, they are the Nakli, is what Prime Minister said. But what Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray are saying exactly opposite. So there is a tussle which two will get wiped out, and it seems that Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar are facing the toughest call in the Lok Sabha elections.
All right. Amitav Tiwari, quick word from you on the big picture as far as Maharashtra is concerned. It's too close to call. Obviously, this time around, the entire dynamic is different, but elections actually coming to an end in Maharashtra tomorrow. How have you looked at this entire election? It's a crucial 40 seats.
Yeah, so essentially in both 2014 and 19, BJP led NDA won 41 of the 48. they had a massive lead of around 22-23% in 2019. Now 60% plus OBCs as well as Marathas voted for the NDA. That itself gave them a lead of around 24% because the population is huge. Maratha plus OBC population is 55-60%. Now one of the communities is visibly angry, and there is also some sort of conflict between the two communities because of the reservation issue.
Yes.
And we've seen in reports that the Maratha community is clearly visibly upset and giving indication that they could not go with the BJP. So that could be a big loss to compensate for. So that is on the caste side. Now both these sides, if Sir is saying that the margins could be 10 to 25,000 closely fought battles, then the symbol comes into the play, because if it is so close, then even 1%, 2% votes, if they get switched because of the symbol.
Yes.
I mean, we are in the age of social media, but maybe in the hinterland, maybe not in these 13 seats because these are largely urban seats. Now we have the issue of turnout also, because get out the vote strategy is going to be very, very important in these cities, because Mumbai historically has had very low turnout compared to other regions. Mumbai is a stronghold of Thackeray's, but Thane is a stronghold of Shinde's.
Yes.
So his son is also contesting. So it's going to be a fascinating battle, and we will all have to wait for June 4th because it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen.
Absolutely, and as you pointed out, Mumbai traditionally has, always registered a low voter turnout, and in fact, Maharashtra in all these phases, the voter turnout has been abysmally low this time, Rishika.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, Manisha, Priyam, if I can just come back to you, we also want to focus a little bit on Jammu and Kashmir. It's a prestige battle there as well. Baramulla voting tomorrow. It's a triangular contest. It's Omar Abdullah, Engineer Rashid, and of course Sajjad Lone. He's in an interview to NDTV's Nazir Masoodi just 2 days ago said denied all charges of it being BJP B team, etc. But say, Jammu and Kashmir is going to be fascinating to watch out for, irrespective. There's an election in Ladakh as well. What's the big picture as far as Baramulla and Ladakh is concerned for you?
So I think the most important thing is that after the abolition of 370, elections are happening and people are turning out in large numbers. It's not just India, but the world will be watching and is indeed keenly watching, how the Indian state is conducting free and fair elections in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes.
It is definitely a situation that the BJP at the center is adversely placed, at least in these seats that go to polls tomorrow, but not for me to predict as to who's in pole position or not. But for the first time, despite the fact that voter turnouts are still low, even though it's higher than other times, etc. I really hope voter turnout touches the 50% level. That would give such a robust confidence to the voting process, unlike anything else before. But the participation of important political leaders in the political process means an acceptance by the mainstream of what the decisions of the BJP government at the center have been with respect to the new forms of governmentality of the new state of Jammu and Kashmir.
In fact, speaking of that, Manisha, Priyam, and speaking of acceptance by the mainstream, looking at Uttar Pradesh, all these seats that are going to polls, the Prime Minister's campaign has been what many would call polarizing, particularly, in Ayodhya, of course, the Ram Mandir has been front and center. Even in Lucknow, some of his speeches in Lucknow, if you look at them, have been a bit communal. All these seats that go to the polls were known for their Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. Ayodhya was known as the Faizabad of Begum Akhtar. Lucknow, of course, a sizable Muslim population. Kaisarganj as well. Do you think that, with this whole narrative around the Ram Mandir, that fragile sort of tapestry and that Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb, has that been obliterated entirely? And which way do you see the Muslim vote going also?
So you asked me just so many questions and you
I have to give you a disclaimer. Vedant is from Lucknow, so his questions are going to be very emotive and a lot in number as well.
Yes, and the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of India. He has an impunity which I do not. But as far as the Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb is concerned, it belongs to the people of India and will continue to remain with the people of India.
Yes.
Vedant, as much as you belong to Lucknow, half of my family comes from Banaras, and for me it's the Bismillah who would float on a little, boat by the Ganges, and he would pray to the Mai, as he would call it. The Ganga was his Mai, and I was born and brought up in a culture where it would be the Bismillah leading us to the Annapurna Devi temple and telling us as a child, don't waste your food.
Okay.
The food is a gift from the goddess Annapurna.
Okay.
And I think this battle is all about the food that has gone to the people of India, the importance of what it means to survive with bare minimums, but
Yes.
still come out to vote. And that's what you will see at play with the Ganga and Yamuna by our sides. Don't worry, Vedant.
We're
It's by our-
running out of time, but one quick update that I also want to get in here is it's a key contest in Orissa as well tomorrow. Amitabh Tiwari, do you want to come in? Naveen Patnaik, there are state elections happening parallelly as well. So both the seats from where Naveen Patnaik is contesting are also polling tomorrow.
Yeah, and incidentally, in Western Odisha, BJP had one higher number of seats, 3-2 of the 5 seats which are going to polls.
Yes.
So this time, BJP is hoping that a split voting pattern emerges and the party is able to win a higher number of seats, because along with UP and West Bengal, probably Odisha is the only place where BJP
Do you believe
can hope to
simultaneous
gain.
polls therefore could mean advantage BJP? What does the...
No, simultaneous polls actually means advantage whichever party is in an advantageous position in the Vidhan Sabha. So
Okay.
if BJD is in
So
an
BJD.
advantageous position in the Vidhan Sabha, then that's why it has been winning. It won 20 of the 21 seats in 2014 and it fell down to 12. So that's why BJP has also changed the strategy, if you see.
Right.
They are now also trying to win more seats in the Vidhan Sabha election, because that could also have a direct impact on the Lok Sabha results.
All right, so of course, fascinating contest there in Phase 5. Thanks very much, Amitabh Tiwari, Manisha Priyam and Jayant Menkar for joining us as we count down to the big Phase 5 of the Lok Sabha polls. We'll slip into a short break now, but on the other side, our special exclusive with the Prime Minister.